am I glad that I didn't actually have to go through with that. Bayonets can get messy. What's up, everybody? You're watching Fun with the Gun once again, and today we are checking out this awesome vintage SKS that we actually restored ourselves. And this gun's got a real cool story behind it that we're going to tell you guys all about. But for now, let's get this thing started. Alright, so when we first got this gun, we didn't even know if we wanted it. It didn't come looking like this.
It was a rust bucket.
An absolute wreck. It came with this crappy looking black polymer, some sort of Dragunov copycat stock.
So we got this beautiful stock from Alaska Mama.
On eBay?
On eBay, it was a steal, I think. $65. High bid, brand new, not even touched, never used, must have been stored away for
ages.
For
God
ages,
knows how long.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe after it was built, they just, you know, shipped it off to a factory or something, or to a warehouse and just said, store it.
Right.
We got it.
So we got so lucky here. So we had the issue of rust. Everything was rusted. We took this whole thing apart and scrubbed. Mainly, he did all the scrubbing, getting all that rust off. We used rubbing compound. We used a little steel wool, and we got off most of the rust. In fact, all of the rust.
Yeah.
The metal, unfortunately, the steel is still a little pitted.
So the first issue that we encountered was the fact that our little gas valve here was stuck halfway in between fire and off. So, and it wouldn't move. It was completely frozen like that. So we came up with kind of a funny little method for figuring out how to get it unstuck.
Yeah, what I did was I bought an easy out, you know, to take out strip screws and things like that. And I went onto Amazon, and I think I paid $50, and I bought a whole set, because who knows when you use them again. And hopefully the right one was in there, and it was. And so it took me all of about 30 seconds to unfree it.
Yep.
Bring it out. And we bought a new gas valve thinking that, thinking that it was going to be bad. But actually, this is still the same one in here. We cleaned it up. It was carbonized.
And filled with rust.
And filled with rust, yeah.
Completely
left it out in the rain, I guess.
So we got that working. Next, we actually took it out to the range and did a little bit of test firing, you know, because we wanted to make sure that everything else worked. Well, turns out, surprise, surprise, it didn't. Yeah. And the next issue that we ran into was we were having a hell of a time getting this thing to actually ignite all of the primers. So we installed the Murray's firing pin, and it actually made matters worse for us. We went from getting firing sometimes to firing not at all.
Not at all. And so I went on the Murray's website and read again. Yeah, and I read again. And those people love Murray's firing pins, and they look nice and everything, but they didn't work for us. And the primary reason that people were getting it is because of slam firing. We didn't have slam firing. We had just the opposite. Sometimes they would have light primer strikes. They offer a service where they'll take your bolt carrier, you send the whole bolt carrier with them, and they'll install the firing pin, and what they'll do is they bevel the bolt face, the firing pin hole on the bolt face. They bevel it, and so we decided, you know, what have we to lose? So we took our bolt carrier out and we beveled ours.
Yep.
And guess what?
Now it works 100% of the time.
Works absolutely flawlessly.
Yeah.
I guess the bolt face was slightly volcanoed, and what happened is the last time we were shooting, he got a
popped primer.
Popped primer, yeah, and the gun smoked like crazy, and we were getting little pieces of metal filing in the actual bolt.
And it was causing our firing pin, the non-Murray's firing pin, to actually stick in there to where, you know, it wouldn't pop out when struck by the hammer. So we would get, you know, no ignition.
Right. So anyway, we don't have that problem any longer. So
so the only problem that we face now is just as a result of this old crappy mag that we've got here.
Yeah, so this magazine here, I don't know why, but they welded it together. So we can't take it apart and look at it.
In fact, why don't we actually take that out and show the viewers right now?
Yeah, it's pretty much stuck in there.
So you guys see that?
Yeah,
see that little, all that crappy welding there?
Somebody spot welded it.
Not good looking, huh?
This should come apart, and we should be able to. There's a spring or something's not right in here. It'll fire mostly. We get maybe one. It holds how many rounds? 7?
7 rounds. Yeah, 7 rounds.
And we'll get one misfire in the 7 rounds.
Wow.
How do we know it's the mag? Because we put in a different mag and it works fine.
We've already bought a few Tapcos to replace this sucker. We're going to be running those from now on probably because they run 110%, you know, flawlessly.
Yeah.
So we now have a fully functioning SKS rifle, Yugoslavian SKS, that we took from being a pile of rusty parts that we weren't even sure if we wanted to being a full-fledged, you know, looking right out of the factory clean rifle. So in conclusion, sometimes looks can be deceiving.
Right, when we first saw this rifle, it was an ugly as sin.
But sometimes you have to look past the initial impression that you get of something and
It had a lot of potential. We saw the potential.
And you have to see it for what it can be rather than what it is currently.
Correct.
And I think that's where we're going to leave you guys today.
Yeah, we really love it. I mean, you know, we had a vision and it really turned out well. It doesn't always work out this way, but it did this time.
Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all next time. This has been Fun with the Gun, and we're signing out.
See ya.
Ah!